Peace to the family. It's the Hood Mystic representing www.hoodmystic.com. Got Chakra Nova. I'm turning Chakra Nova in this week, family. And the workbook is getting turned in this week. Super excited. Super feeling like hella accomplished. You know what I'm saying? I wrote a book and it didn't break me. And the goal for me is to get the book published. I'm initially going to self-publish it. So the support, sharing it, learning it, telling your mama about it, telling your grandma about it, telling your uncles about it. When you go to the family reunion, tell them all this summer when you go to the family reunion, tell all your family members, hey, I'm reading this book called Chakra Nova. This brother trying to get his book published by Simon & Schuster, by goddamn Hay House. Because look, family, I'm trying to get a contract with a publishing. I'm telling y'all my manifestations because it's just what's going to happen. I'm going to put out the book. It's going to go crazy. And a publishing company going to look at my previous work, Chakra Nova, and say, look, we want you to write 2 more books, and we're going to give you $1 million advance. With that $1 million advance, I'm taking me and my family to the Virgin Islands or somewhere off the coast, right? Even if it's northern Michigan. We getting off some water. I'm going to get me a room, and I'm going to really live this writer lifestyle. But I say all of that to say, pre-order fucking Chakra Nova. Be on this initial wave, because the come up ain't... Because my wife was talking about, books and stuff, and she was like, well, da-da-da-da-da. What do you think? What is your dreams about the book or whatever? And I'm like, I don't care about book sales because I'm a self-published author. I need to link with a publisher, but I need to link with a publisher on my own terms, right? And then I need to get that advance so I can finance the lifestyle that we want to live, which is in nature, off water, but we still got to pay bills. We still got to live. So give me that advance so I can just sit and write books. You feel me? And that's just part of my manifestations and things of that nature. But that's really light on the light scale. But it's okay to speak your manifestations into existence, because what you know about your manifestations, that's what it is. If you know what you about to accomplish in life and you tell me, ain't nothing that I can say that's going to stop you from accomplishing it, right? It's all about your effort. It's all about what you're willing to do. What kind of sacrifices are you willing to make to get that manifestation to come forth? Because if you can sacrifice time, energy, and resources to make a dream come true, then that dream will come true. If you don't invest no time, energy, or resources, and you just pray or do all of this other type of stuff, then it's going to be hard for it to manifest. Yeah, the workbook is a PDF file. I send it out. If you got your email address, you could just Google or search for the emails that I send out every time after the class. All of those classes have PDFs and recordings. But I know most people don't. After the class is over, they just go on about their life. But after every class, I send class files. So Google or search in your email class files, and it should have all of the books. But if you don't have them in your email, you can always email me and get the if you took the class, I'll give you the workbooks so you can kind of go through them. But Chakra Nova is highly edited, highly revised. So looking at the workbook is very, I don't know. It's not like it's bad, but I worked so hard to. Give me 1 second. Come on, guys. What's up? What's up? What's up? She is taking too long, but that's what she do when she go to the store. She take too long. She be in the store.
Daddy, can I have that cake?
What cake? Ain't no cake. Where you see cake at? It's baby cookies. You want baby cookies?
No, not baby Maybe cookies.
There's nothing up here, bro. Sit back.
No food up there?
No, there's no food up here.
Only this baby food.
Only baby food. Wait till your mom get back.
And water.
Yep. So, when we deal with the concept of Armageddon is more or less what the sun and Pisces feel like, but I don't think people understand the meaning of Armageddon, right? Where it's like the end of the world type of deal, right? But the conflicts that we deal with are not between you and the world. It's not you versus white people. It's not you versus corporations. It's not you versus government, right? It's not you versus anybody. Armageddon is when you deal with yourself. It's so easy to put all of your shit on your baby daddy or your baby mama or even your mom or your dad or your kids. Everybody is a reason for you not being your best self. So if you are that type of person looking for, like, you can even lash out at me. You can lash out at anybody doing this work. You can lash out at the people closest to you, because the reality of who you need to deal with is yourself, right? So I want to just help people in dealing with themselves as opposed to thinking about other people that might block them from something, right? Or hold them back from realizing their goals. And I will just say that it's always going to be you. It's never an external force that's holding you back. It's always your inner battles that if you never were taught or brought about to really square off with yourself, told yourself to square up, told yourself, I can keep blaming my baby mama. I can keep blaming my mama. I can keep blaming my kids for holding me back. But until I begin to deal with myself and stop allowing myself to kick my ass, then guess what I bring into my relationships? Fear. Guess what I bring into my workplace? Fear. Why? Because I'm comfortable with blaming other people. And when you comfortable at blaming other people, you got unlimited imaginations. It's a plethora of people. It's the 13 secret societies, right? It's the screaming kids in the back of the car. It's the Illuminati. It's the goddamn United Nations. It's everybody. It's white people. It's Chinese people. It's black people. It's women. It's men. It's all of these fucking boogeymen. If you wanted to look on the news right now, you would find a story that would be heart-wrenching, and you can devote your time, energy, and resources to it. And once you get finished solving that problem, which you won't, because what already happened done happened, playing Mr. Cleanup or Maintenance Man, maybe you do a good job at raising up awareness, but generally what tends to happen is more Armageddon energy takes place. Why? Because Armageddon is when a human being who doesn't deal with their inner conflict faces that rubber when the rubber meets the road. But the reality of why people always lose their jobs, why people always break up. Don't tell me you single by choice or you was in a relationship. Because if you was in a relationship that you wanted to end by choice, what type of person is you? Oh, yeah, I'm going to be single by choice, but I'm going to be in a relationship with you for a small period of time, and then I'm going to go back being single. Y'all don't be giving people that energy. You'll be like, oh, I'm going to be with you forever. You my lifetime. You my forever. You the person that I always want to be with for life, and then it don't work out. Now you single by choice. How that work? When you bring fear into a relationship, that shit is a ticking time bomb. The person that is happy is the person that is observant of their inner battles and come to the realization that I can defeat all my inner battles. Right? And the thing about it, like, you can be in a relationship with somebody and that person be full of fucking lies, right? And you with somebody, you can't sleep, you can't wake up, you can't sleep, you can't move, you can't be at peace, you can't find no sense of joy. Because the person laying in your bed, the person in the passenger seat of your car full of fucking lies. Imagine that. This person next to you lying to you, but then the crazy shit is that they don't know that they lying to you because they don't deal with their inner battles. They let themselves be defeated on the inside. So what do they give you? Defeat energy, fear energy, illusionary energy. Because if I hold contempt in my heart, if I hold lies in my heart, and then I get into a relationship with a person, what do y'all expect to happen? At some point within all relationships, it comes a point where you start to deal with yourself. You don't blame your partner. You don't sit and blame your partner for this. You don't sit and argue and pick apart your partner inch by inch and then feel validated of your observation externally, right? But don't have no ways of dealing with it internally. And this is what happens in real life. You get into another relationship and the same exact shit happens. The same exact shit happens because it's never a point of you picking a person apart, judging a person, ain't never dealing with your own magnetism. So the reality of higher and lower self is real. But there is no communication between the higher and the lower self. Thus, the lower self creates relationships without a connection to the higher self. In order to get to the higher self, you have to be aware of your thoughts, feelings, emotions, so forth and so on. Because as a man thinketh, so is he. So if you think with self-defeat energy, this is what you create in your relationships. Nobody is going to tell you, right? Nobody is going to talk about it because this is very personal. You know the secrets that you fucking hold. But instead of dealing with it, you want another relationship. Everybody want to be in a relationship. But what about the secrets and the fears and the projections that you hold that you bring into that relationship before that person even say, hi, hello, my name is Terrence? He's already an ain't shit nigga. He better have a big old D. He better treat you a certain way, have standards and this, that, third. Where you get all of those standards from? From previous relationships. You get standards from previous relationships and you bring them to the next relationship, whether you know it or not, whether you like it or not. And because you don't deal with it from an internal point of view, you project that onto your partner. And there's nothing that you can do. Because people have negative, automatic thoughts. And as a man thinketh, so is they. People will be in a relationship with you for 5 years and then turn around and say that they single by choice. As if you got time, energy, and resources to waste. As long as Terrence got 14 inches of D, she ready for it. But what about his trauma and his emotional baggage and the fact that girls only use him for his D? But Terrence got a heart, Terrence got a mind, Terrence got a mama and a daddy. Y'all will sexualize a man in a heartbeat. Fuck the shit out of him. And then don't understand where the karma comes from when you're trying to create a real relationship with a man. Because there's been a lot of Terrences that done blew through and done flew through and never been accountable in his relationships. because he presented a good sexual experience. Now, a good sexual experience means everything was off the table. And please don't argue with me about this, because I ain't been married in a relationship my whole life. I was the guy that didn't have to, hey Aunt Lisi, or hey Aunt Shanae. Hey Aunt Shanae, can you come watch these kids real quick? I gotta go to this job interview. Yeah, Kyrie, I got a babysitter. You can come through, blow through, flow through. And I was thinking like, damn, that type of energy, that type of mentality is not healthy. But I can't go back. I can't go back. But I can understand the present and then like try to give people some game on this shit out here. Cause manifesting relationships is easy. Attracting prosperity is easy. Because you are a magnet to your desires without even thinking about it. But if your desires are centered in defeat, you are the same magnet. And the thing about inner thoughts and the thing about inner defeat is that you don't even tell people. I woke up today and I defeated myself before I got out of bed. I told myself that I wasn't going to manifest nothing today. How you tell yourself you're not going to manifest nothing today? Cuz you live in fear. If you live in fear, you telling yourself don't manifest nothing today. If you have a fear for being in a relationship, you telling yourself don't manifest no relationship. You mean to tell me if you didn't wake up every day and say, not that I'm going to manifest my husband, but I'm going to be the wife to my husband. I'm going to be the wife to my husband, even though he's not here. See, me, I set the tone for a lot of my relationship because I knew that my wife existed. So I would do things with her before I met her. So when we do things, it's like a natural. I used to do all of this shit by myself. I go to museums, I go out into nature, I do all of this shit by myself, but I never felt alone. And I didn't cry over spilled milk. I didn't have a shorty that was on my vibration, but I knew she was there. See, you got to be very imaginative and very magical about this shit. And then you got to wait for confirmations. My wife can tell you, oh, I had a dream about meeting this guy who had 2 kids and ended up being in a relationship with him after I found him. Right? I was a guy with 2 kids. But not only, I was a trailblazer too, because I was very hopeless romantic. So I treated every woman like my wife, and they would just be like, ugh, get off of me, nasty, but don't love me all like that. I just want to hit it and quit it, nigga. I don't want to build no relationship with you. And that was confusing. Not confusing no more, because now I can be that way with my wife and she ain't gonna go, ugh. She might treat me like that and I'll be like, whoa, this too much. And I get it now, because it's like, sometimes when you overlove, you push a person away. But for me, it's like, I did that so much that I kind of dried myself out. And now when my wife give it to me, I'm like, oh shit, this what I was like, and this is my mind. Like, I have to really understand that my wife is my reflection and I am her reflection. And there's not a lot of things that we can do outside of our path. Meaning that our path was to find each other and live and co-create and go through the challenges. Whoa, fam. That was unreal.
Sorry, I'm covering.
You covering the phone. Like, the people ain't looking at that.
No, I was just, my reflex.
I know.
My reflex.
I know.
And I don't even know why, because mom ain't gonna stop nothing.
So, I'm bringing all of this to say, I never once feared of not having not meeting my wife. I knew that I was gonna meet her. I knew that I was gonna fall in love one day, and that quickened the manifestation. If you wake up with the fear of, now I know a young lady who is older, but I've known her for a long time, that she lived in the fear. She would say, I don't want to live to be old and alone. She would write in her journal, please don't let me die old and alone. And she was in her 20s when she was writing this. She's in her 60s. Guess what she is? Alone. So I'm very clear on what I'm trying to bring forth. If you want to manifest a relationship, don't wake up and say, please don't allow me to be alone. Be in love, or not be in love, or all of this stupid shit that you're afraid of. You'll magnetize it. Right? So, if you think about you're already magnetic. Let's just clear that out. Are you going to magnetize your fear, or you're going to magnetize? How do you know what the mansion look like, and how many bathrooms is up there, how luxurious the mansion is? This is your magnetism. Your magnetism, they got the M and the A and the N. Magnetism, manifestation, mansion. It's a luxurious place of magnetism, but you do it anyways. You just in the basement, so you don't see, but because you're in the basement, you have basement thoughts. Basement thus equates to beating your motherfucking ass up in your mind with fear before you even say hello. Hi, my name is Terrence. What then must happen is an aggressive, an assertive, matter-of-fact declaration, love for self, and a reminder when those fear thoughts come to keep that shit in check. And I can't be any clearer, because you will beat your ass worse than I can beat your ass. And that's why I gotta talk the way that I'm talking, because you don't understand the sun in Pisces in reference to Armageddon. There are wars that it's a war going on all over the planet right now, but it don't have nothing to do with you. The war that has everything to do with you is the war versus you versus you. And if you don't look that motherfucker in the face and say, you're not sabotaging this relationship that I'm creating this time, fuck that. You're not doing it. I got a new job. I'm not going to fall into the patterns that I fall in when I get a new job. I'm always good in the first week, and then I start trailing off, and then I get fired, and then I start blaming the supervisor. Start blaming, they don't like me because I'm black. Which may be true, but everywhere you hire, they don't like you because you black. Well, maybe you need to move to an all-black town or an all-black city then. Because it's shit like that happening in Texas, Georgia, Alabama, parts of Michigan, parts of Baltimore, Maryland, all black. You go to the goddamn bank, you go to the goddamn liquor store, you go to the goddamn gas station, you're going to see black people working there. Maybe then. And if you go there and get a job and they fire you from there, then that can't be your excuse. At a certain point, you begin to say, what the fuck am I doing to not be my best self? And it ultimately centers in fear. Why? Because fear is a magnetizer that will give you constant reminders that, hey, and of course, fear then allows for the archons to say, hey, let me save you. Let me make your life better. Let me give you this job. Let me give you this money. Let me give you this car. Let me give you this. Let me give you that. And so the archons will tell you, put this vaccine in your butt. And because you're afraid to die, not even realizing that you a spiritual being, meaning that you done died, came back, died, came back, died, came back, died, and came back again. Meaning that fear and death shouldn't even be the equation. This is why, if you're afraid of death, go to a fucking cemetery. There's hundreds of fucking cemeteries in the city and town you live in. Pick one. Get comfortable with death, because guess what's going to happen one day? When you least expect it, or when you really expect it because you've done the work, your ass is going to die. If you're afraid of it, motherfucking archons will step in, control you, manipulate you, have you going with your way, rigmarole, have you afraid to die when you dead already. You're a spiritual being having a human experience, and guess what's going to happen? You going to die. In any war, in any victory, was a bunch of people that said, you know what? We don't give a fuck if we die or not. Let's go. Let's get it. And when you have that mentality, you already victorious. Because your love is a magnetizer and your fear is a magnetizer. And you're going to magnetize this shit whether you like it or not. You've always had motherfuckers say, hey, Roscoe, what's up? What you know good? That's magnetism. Motherfucker call you, hey, such and such. It's me, such and such. That's magnetism. Whatever you do, you got fucking billions of people. Why aren't billions of people fucking colliding and crashing upon each other? If you really think about it, you ever tried to get 4 kids to get into a car? That shit is chaos. I tried to get John dressed this morning. It took me 20 minutes. Because for some reason, he ain't want to put his pants on. He ain't want to put his socks on. He ain't want to put his shoes on. Thank the Lord he had on a shirt and a pamper already. Meaning that we got to do shifts on the nigga, because he got to put on his, my wife got to put on his diaper, put on his shirt, and then be like, all right, you put on his pants and put on his socks. And I'm saying all of that to say, imagine a billion people that just don't give a fuck. Wouldn't that create a sense of chaos? Wouldn't this shit just be like the Wild Wild West? Why isn't this shit the Wild Wild West? Because of magnetism. You magnetizing your reality. That's the only thing that's happening out here. If you want to get your highest heights of love and success, you have to do it from the inside. There is nothing external. What you'll realize is that your external life is a reflection of your internal life. The way that people love you is the way that you love yourself. The way that people put you on the pedestal is the way that you put yourself on the pedestal. If you woke up, took care of yourself, washed your own ass, loved on your own body, and then you walk out the street and people throw motherfucking dirt on you and say, ugh, you clean butt person, I don't like you. Then you get your money back from this video. However, if you go outside with the utmost care for self, and people then recognize that you care for yourself, so they gotta treat you a certain type of way, they have to, or you will fucking dismiss them and forget that they even exist. So they think twice before they come at you, because they don't want to lose the opportunity to be in the presence of a god or a goddess. Your inner creates your outer. Don't nobody just wake up and people just treat them with respect. The respect to learn something, the respect to have discipline, to get knowledge and apply that knowledge to help a person out. Oh, you can't buy that at no store. You can't buy that nowhere. Anything that you want to manifest in this world is an inner process. But if you're in the basement, you think that you don't even connect to the higher celestial spheres of manifestation and creation. The energies that exist on the planet right now, they haven't created none of this shit. This was all handed to all of us. Check? That makes sense? Meaning that your mama, your granddaddy, they're in a world that they inherited. Us, we are in a world that we inherited. The difference between the generations of people, because think about your grandma or your grandfather who was a Mason. Mason, mansion, magnetism, manifestation, same words. Okay? You cannot have a hierarchy to masonry. It's a skill. And when you have that grandfather or grandmother who sacrificed, that skill is in your DNA. I ain't making no shit up. I ain't pulling no shit out of thin air. This shit is real. Mason, mansion, manifestation, magnetism, same word. But here the funny shit, right? You look in your personal history, you find that your granddaddy was a Mason. You go to school, they tell you your granddaddy was a slave and a sharecropper. How did that work? How y'all know what my grandfather did before I know what my grandfather did? You see the games that they play? You see the games that they play? They're not going to talk about the black Masonic rich history of the USA. They ain't going to talk about Benjamin Banneker. They're not going to talk about Prince Hall. They ain't going to have a Prince Hall day. Because then you start talking about Prince Hall, you start talking about the first Masonic Hall in America. Not the second, not the third, not the fifth, not the 40th, but the first Grand Lodge that he got from Europe. But then you say, what was the racial complexion of Europeans at that time, hood? I say they look just like me and you, fam. I ain't gonna go there. You say certain words and they get you booted off the platform real quick. So use your imagination, or Google Black Russian. Google Mac Dub C. Don't Google Dub C, but Google Mac Dub. Google King Kenneth. To be European is to be melanated. What you think this Meghan Markle thing is? Why you think they go so hard on making sure that you don't even think that a European could be melanated? You don't even want you to have that thought be a thought. Once again, because you got to deal with certain things, right? I got to deal with oh, your phone's right here. I'm going to show you how this connects, because what I'm showing you is Revelation 15. I don't even know what chapter it is. I think it's like, don't give me the line. Hold on.
John, really?
Nah, he did a big one when he was in the car. He did the rock and roll joint. I'm like, whoa.
I thought I was going the wrong way. I might have going 7.
Did you find what you was looking for?
Yes, but not exactly. I can make some burgers.
Okay. This is what I want y'all to reference. So this is Revelation chapter 16, verse 15 and 16. That's on the screen. Now, what I'm about to read is the previous verse, chapter 16, verse 14. They are demonic spirits that perform signs, and they go out to the kings of the whole world to gather them for the battle on the great day of God Almighty. Behold, I come as a thief. Blessed is he that watcheth and keepeth his garments, lest he walk naked and they see his shame. And he gathered them together into a place called, in the Hebrew tongue, Armageddon. So Zachary Lansdowne uses this to reference the kings of the earth. Come on, John, don't be that way. Don't be that way, John. I know. The kings of the earth represent thoughts. It's an analogy for thoughts. And with thoughts, you either have happy thoughts, my nigga, or fucked up thoughts. The difference between happy thoughts is the vibration that you want to share with other people. Your negative thoughts is what you want to keep to yourself. So in your relationships, when you don't have conversations, don't assume that everything is good. Assume the worst. Because love does not hide. Love does not wait. Love don't say, if you do this or do that, I might love you. Love don't say, if you got a 14-inch dick, then I'll fuck with you, right? Love don't say, if you got $100,000, I'll fuck with you. Love says, I love myself enough that I'm willing to share this love with somebody else. It don't say, I need to get something in return. Because the reality of getting something in return, the moment that you don't get that thing in return, you then beat yourself up. Because if you don't get $100,000 man, you're not going to look at the man as the problem. You're going to look at yourself as a problem. What am I doing wrong that I don't attract a rich nigga? Why do I keep attracting truck drivers? Why do I keep attracting these broke dudes? Then you revert back to yourself. What are you doing to attract that? What are you magnetizing in your reality? Do you not want a broke dude? Well, your subconscious mind don't understand the reality of don't. It just says broke niggas. So you watch every Kevin Samuels video. You watch every hoopla, hollering person. But as long as your fear is your dominant magnetism, that's why when you walk outside, broke niggas stick to you like fly into them blue lights. And judging those broke niggas is not stopping the broke niggas from hitting your DM. Hey, 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 hey. A broke nigga don't got nothing to say, but hey, that's all he got to offer is hey. Y'all be eating hay because y'all on some horse shit. Literally and figuratively. Figuratively is a metaphor. So hay is what he's going to offer you. So if you want a house of hay, if you want to dine on hay, if you want to fuck on hay, fuck with a nigga that say hey in your DM. But the moment that you change your magnetism from fear to love, what if you say, I don't care if I magnetize a broke dude or not, but I'm going to work on my personal magnetism. The energy that attracts rich nigga energy, big dick energy is this. So I'm going to be that. The thing about magnetism is that your ego has nothing to do with it. Magnetism is law of attraction, is your normal default mechanism of energetic I don't know what you do. You could be a beautician. You could be this person walking down the street. Whatever your life, whatever your lot is, that's your form of magnetism. You magnetize shit. I never met nobody that showed up naked. Hey, hood, I'm so fucked up out here. I don't got no clothes. I'm butt-ass naked sitting in this goddamn street. Because I don't have no magnetism. I'm naked in the middle of a desert and I don't got nothing. I don't even got this phone because I don't have no magnetism. I don't even know how you hearing this message because this message never happened, because everybody has a sense of magnetism, whether they know it or not, whether they realize it or not. Mansion, magnetism, manifestation, man, anthropos. What makes a human being special? The fact that they manifested a life, a consciousness, an awareness. So, I'm ranting and raving for no reason, just on my Esoteric Mumbo Jumbo. I think I might do this series a little bit more. I think this is the progression of shadow projection, where I just like freestyling, and generally when my wife go into the store, I'll just crack open a live and spew out some esoteric mumbo jumbo. So hopefully that was entertaining and enlightening, because I feel like I can really gain from the esoteric mumbo jumbo that I was spewing. So I'm not referencing myself in third person, other than the fact that I will listen to this and figure out what the fuck I was talking about. So peace to y'all. Hope everything is well with you and your family. I gotta make some business calls and things of that nature and finish this book up. Chakra Nova will be sent to the pressers this week, fam. So super excited. Get your pre-orders in, because once it gets sent to the pressers, I ain't gonna do another press run until May 23rd. So if you ain't in on this run, you're gonna have to get in on the second run. And I don't know why y'all be wanting to be late to the party and all of that shit, but it ain't really necessary, man. $23, even get a discount on it, plus a free workbook, because the workbook ain't gonna be free May 23rd. You better believe you me, fam. So I'm just doing the love special, but you know, like all love affairs, they got it in. So peace to y'all. Links is in the description or in the bio or wherever you find the links at. And peace.